Has overwhelmed ever made you want to burn the whole thing down? I was just talking to one of my podcast guests and I was like, yeah, sometimes I feel like I should burn this down and work at Target. And we both laughed because she's like, yeah, I thought about being a trash truck driver. You're the one everyone leans on, the doer, the builder, the steady one. But sometimes the weight of holding it all together feels like too much. I've been there. I get there all the time. Overwhelm is a price of overworking. We push harder, try to be everything to everyone, and then wonder why we're exhausted. And when the lights dim, when the meetings are over, when the kids and the dogs are asleep, the inbox is quiet, you realize the glitter has been hiding the grief. You smile so no one sees you shaking. You tell yourself you're fine when you really are not. You're just tired. Today we're talking about the life of the overwhelmed and how to stop performing and start reclaiming peace. Okay, so you know that I love doing our peace investments here on the podcast. It's like my favorite thing. And I do peace investments all throughout the day, just 2-minute breaks to really help me come back to peace and to help me come back to the person I really want to be, you know? It's my reset. It's my way of nurturing myself, and it doesn't take a very long time. And so we're going to do a peace investment visualization, just a few minutes to really tap into these feelings so that you can know exactly how to go forward. And then we're going to dive into your human design and see how you can reclaim your peace and quiet this overwhelm that has been shouting at you, and do things that really make a difference. Utilize your tools to shift into peace and out of this overwhelm. All right. Go ahead and close your eyes for a moment if you're able to, if you're sitting down. If not, just keep doing what you're doing and we can walk through this together. Picture yourself backstage, whatever your stage looks like. Maybe it's your office, it's your car, it's your kitchen, wherever that is. The curtain has closed for the day. You take a deep breath and feel your shoulders drop for the first time. I want you to take another deep breath, inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your nose, and feel your shoulders drop even more. Now imagine setting down everything you've been carrying, all the shoulds, all the expectations, all the pressure to be perfect. Each one falls to the floor beside you, one by one. Inhaling and exhaling. As you inhale, the permission to rest, that feeling to pause. It doesn't need to be a long pause, just a little one. Just a tiny moment right here, right now. As you exhale, I want you to exhale the pressure. And whisper to yourself, I don't have to hold it all. I am allowed to rest. My worth isn't earned through doing more. I am taken care of too. Let your body feel into these words, into the message. I want you to think of one thing that you can do that has been really tipping you over the overwhelm scale. Maybe it's one thing you need to start doing to help you deal with all the overwhelm. Maybe you can't change your life right now. Maybe it is what it is. But maybe there's one thing you can start doing to combat that overwhelm feeling. I want you to think of that thing. You can start or stop. And when you're ready, you can wiggle your fingers. If you've closed your eyes, you can open your eyes. Come back to this space. I think it's a good idea to write down that inspiration that you had, because as human beings, we forget. I forget all the time. I have these huge experiences in life, and then I get so overwhelmed and I forget the huge miracle experiences, you know? And so remembering is so vital. These somatic breaks help you remember who you truly are, and that overwhelm isn't a sign that you're broken. It's your system saying something isn't sustainable. You've been trained to believe that you can outwork burnout, that peace comes after you empty your to-do list. after you finish this last one thing. But what if overwhelm isn't something to push through? What if it's your signal to pause? Every time you feel that pressure, and I want you to know, like, where does that pressure come from in your body, right? Where is it in your shoulders? Is it in your head? Is it in your feet? Is it in your back? My pressure comes in my head. I can feel it like a weird throbbing thing going on. And I'm like, wait a second. And then I start to feel like my body wants to revolt. And then I want to sometimes cry. And I'm like, wait a second. Do I just need to sleep more and rest more? Has my brain been overworking? Because that can be a thing too. You can be physically and your brain can be struggling as well. But every time you feel that familiar pressure, wherever that is, it's your body whispering, I need something different. And overwhelm is your body's way of asking for alignment. The more you play, the more you pay. So we can fill in the word, the more you work, the more you pay, right? And when we tap into your human design, this can help relieve the overwhelm. Okay. It is so beautiful how this can be done. So every human design type, and if you haven't pulled your human design on my site, go ahead and go do that, because I give you some deeper insights into how you can move forward and have that real alignment. So you're not having this burnout that is just, you're wanting to burn everything down. Okay, we're going to jump into the human design section. I'm going to tie in a lyric from Taylor Swift's Life of a Showgirl song, so that you can see how each human design type has an application for building past overwhelm and really leaning into how you're meant to do things best. So, generators, your signature feeling that you're in alignment, and this is a feeling. So a signature feeling is a green light saying, oh, I'm actually doing things how I'm meant to be doing things. It doesn't actually matter what you're doing. It just matters to you that you have the feeling that you're doing it in the way that means a go for you, that is not taking away from you, but is actually pulling you forward in a way that feels peaceful. So think about like when you hit an open road and you're like, there's no traffic. I'm just busting through, just doing my own thing. That's kind of what you want the signature feeling to come to you as. So in generator, your signature feeling is satisfaction. You're meant to respond to what lights you up, not force what drains you. So when you're being drained, I want you to really think about like, okay, wait a second. This is not how I have to do things. This is not how I meant to do things at all. And so, you get to decide how you want to do that thing. And if it's a thing that's actually draining you, there's another way to do it. There's another way to get the result that you want that's not draining you, that's not forcing you. And so the lyric here is, now I make my money being pretty and witty. So you get to make money how you want to make money, You get to make your life personally and professionally how you want to make it. And so where are you forcing effort instead of responding to what energizes you? Where are you forcing that effort? And how can you do it in a way that energizes you instead of taking away from you? So manifesting generator, your signature feeling is this, again, satisfaction, but I want you to look at it in a little bit different way. You thrive when you multitask and you kind of bounce around, and you bounce around to those things that light you up. Again, this light up feeling of sparkle and energy and excitement, and you're not necessarily always going to stay in one place. You have a multi-passion and multi-ability to task, and you work on kind of this like what looks like chaos to the outside, but it's actually really your process. And so the lyric here is, wouldn't have it any other way. That's what I want your mantra to be, is like, I wouldn't have it any other way. This is my process. And if you're judging yourself for not sticking with something or not feeling a certain way, I want you to drop that judgment. So think about what's one thing you can release that's no longer lighting you up. I really want you to think about this and I really want you to do something about it. I want you to drop it. I want you to kick it to the curb. I want you to not have it there with you, okay? So now projectors, your signature feeling is success. And I'm a projector, and when I first heard about this, I was like, success? I mean, okay, what does that even mean, you know? And so I want you to define what success feels like to you, you know? What does success feel like? So for me, it feels like contentment, it feels happiness, it feels kind of this well of peace, you know? I often like to think about like, where do I feel contentment and peace, and I feel it at the ocean, you know, and I feel like everything is working in my favor. That type of thing is when I'm coming towards it. And so the lyric here is, I waited by the stage door, packed in with the autograph hounds. And so the stage door is your stage, and you get to determine like who is your audience and who is surrounding you personally and professionally. And does it come with this sense of peace and contentment? Yeah. And if it's not, then I want you to kick that to the curb, because projectors, one of the things is you're really tied to your external environment. And that can be good because you get information, but it can also be hard. And so you need to reevaluate that. Um, and then also, here's your question too, is where are you waiting for recognition instead of seeing your own worth? A lot of times when I want to burn my business down, I'm like, wait a second, have I noticed how many cool things I am doing? Have I noticed how much I really have shifted and have grown over these years? And once I acknowledge that and sit in that gratitude and that joy of, I'm like, oh yeah, I can see that I'm worthy to be here. I'm worthy to be in this space. I'm meant to be here. And that is when things flow, and that's when things happen. It's just really magical. Okay, manifestors, you're feeling that you're aligned. Your signature feeling is peace. And so I want you to think about, what does peace mean to you? You know, again, peace can be contentment. It can be happy. It can be this kind of mesh of excitement too, as well. It can be like, wow, I just feel so good, you know? And so you're not here to just do all the work as a manifestor. You're here to initiate and to make things happen by your voice, using your voice, doing things, and then creating support around you for the work that you do going forward. It's not a one show. It's not a one show girl show. You're meant to have a team surround you. Think about that team of, you know, like of, and on one of the cute things that I thought of with Taylor Swift, and when I went to the movie and stuff like that, Ashlyn and I, my daughter Ashlyn and I went to the movie, and so she was talking, and she's like, I wanted the music video for the Ophelia song. Oh my gosh, I should know that. But Life of Ophelia. She's like, I wanted to bring back all the people from the tour, from the Eras tour. And so she's like, I brought back the dancers, and we had them as the cast members and stuff like that. And it was so fun because I recognized those people, and it was so cool. So manifestors, I want you to think about that same thing, right? Is that not only you're not the showgirl, but you have the team surrounding you to create this. And it is so beautiful because you can use your voice to create this team and to create a movement, but you don't have to do it on your own. The lyric to this is married to the hustle. I don't want you to be married to the hustle. I want you to think, no, it's probably not for me. So the question here is, where can you let go of control and let others follow your lead? It's hard. I know a lot of us have these patterns and sabotaging characters of this interfere of controller, over controller. Okay. And I don't want you to be captured by that interferer, because it takes away your peace. It is a lie that the more that you control, the better things will go. It's not true. Okay. And then for reflectors, your signature feeling is that you're in alignment is surprise. You thrive when you move at the rhythm of life and don't rush it. There's no need to rush it. I just feel like the greatest things that happen to me take time. I don't know about you guys, but like when I just release to the time, and I don't like, you know, that feeling of, gotta make it work, you know, that things really happen for my benefit and for my good. And so, this is really what I want you to do is surprise. And I want you to define that for you. What does surprise feel like? Does it feel like, when I get a surprise gift, I'm like, oh, this is so special. So it's like, I can feel it in my body, how much I feel appreciated and loved and all those things. And you can feel appreciated and loved by life. That's the surprise that's here for you. So the lyric here is, do you wanna take a skate on the ice inside of my veins? Okay, I think your lyrics are incredible, you know? Like, but we don't want you to feel like you have to skate on ice. I want you to feel like you are flowing with the ice rink, you know, or whatever it is. I am not a very I do not ice skate. I do not horseback. I do not ski because I like to be in control. But those people that do and they make it look effortless, I'm like, man, that is so lovely. Maybe I should try to chill. But you know, so the question I want you to ask reflectors is, where can you give yourself time instead of forcing a decision? Time is on your side. Time is your thing. Time will surprise you. And you have to feel worthy that that surprise is coming because it really, really is. So, I want you to practice during this time for everybody, all the human design types, that when overwhelm hits, pause and ask, what am I trying to overwork, trying to over control, trying to be a perfectionist, trying to people please that is not mine to manage? And take either one thing off your plate, up one thing, or start one thing to give yourself the energy and the honor of the life that you're creating. Overworking doesn't make you worthy. Alignment makes things go fast, feel good, and brings things to you. Pain, this is a lyric, pain hidden by the lipstick and lace, sequins are forever. I don't want you to hide behind a mask of smiles when you don't feel like smiling inside. I want it to be authentic. I want it to be real. Underneath all the glitter and the goals, peace is the real measure of your success. When you feel overwhelmed, remember it's not a failure. It's just feedback. You don't need to sparkle your way through exhaustion. You get to choose ease, alignment, stillness, and that will make you more magnetic than any performance ever could. Allow for peace to be the strategy that makes success sustainable. All right, I'm sending you guys all love and hugs. I'm going to continue to listen to the album and get all the gems from it. And I'm just so excited to have you here. All right, see you in the next episode.